And as you may see here too, before I start to speak, there's a technology demonstration over here. It's a very simple display, but it shows how G.hn from multiple silicon sources, multiple systems, can be in apartments that share even the same power lines. And the G.hn technology is able to be invisible between networks, and so it will just work. Even though there may be many power line networks sharing the same wires, they will be able to work and not cross-interfere. So this is an interesting, please consider looking at the posters in the demonstration. It's very simple, straightforward, but it's an incredible strength that G.hn only has. So now, please, allow me to present a few slides. I'd like to introduce Home Grid Forum. And as I said, I'm the president. I've been president for now about a year and a half. And before that, about 2 years, I was vice president. And G.hn, while we are looking for global success, we have focused here, especially in the Asian region. So what I will discuss today is who we are, very briefly, then what we are focused on. Our C&I program, which is for technologists extremely important, and also for service providers, because this program guarantees that no matter what chips are in the system and what system provider has made the system, when a service provider deploys it, they can have confidence that it will interoperate with any other G.hn system at maximum efficiency. So this is a very important program. And then why this region is so important to us. So who are we? We're about 70 members and growing. You'll see some very interesting new members coming on in the next few weeks, actually. Many more from Taiwan. And our focus has been the success of Home P&A, which it was another alliance that merged with us last year because they saw G.hn as the future. So even though Home P&A technology is being deployed, they merged with us so that the base of Home P&A service providers and system companies could start to converge on G.hn and provide a strong roadmap and path forward for the Home P&A people. And our core focus is really the success of G.hn in the market through our efforts. And our vision is fully global in nature. And our board of directors, as you can see, it's not North American centric or European centric. We also had III join our board last year because, again, as I said, Asia is very important to us. And III shows that they have the insights and the abilities that we need to help us be successful in Asia. And I will touch on that later. But you can see there's some very strong companies here. AT&T, Best Buy, BT, Telefonica, Best Buy. They joined our board because they saw that we were the technology they always wanted for home networks. So they joined our board to make sure that they get what they want. AT&T, BT, Telefonica on our board because they see that this is the future that they want to have for their home networks. And silicon vendors, as you can see, North American, Israeli, also many now here in Asia and growing. And Metanoia from Taiwan. Then the service providers, again, global in scope. Changhua Telecom. And the CEO of Changhua, Mr. Xu, was kind enough to join us this morning for some very interesting remarks about their vision and their plans for G.hn. And as you can see, many of the service providers are in North America, and they need systems. And which is the #1 location in the world for making systems? It's Asia. And the core location is Taiwan. And you can see, we are growing in the number of service providers constantly. You will see actually another very major Asian service provider join us in the very near future. And all of our members, again, global in scope. Our members are from all over the world. So what do we focus on? As I said, we focus on home P&A and G.hn. Home P&A, we continue to support this. It's a strong technology. It's how I see it as the predecessor or the previous technology to G.hn. And if you were to come by our booth, you will see a coexistence demonstration of home P&A and G.hn over coax, both delivering high-def TV over coax, the same coax. Now, what are our core G.hn values? It's very straightforward. G.hn was defined as a standard in the ITU-T. ITU-T was created so service providers could get the standards that they want. So G.hn was defined by service providers for service providers. And we will ensure that it always meets the needs of service providers. And G.hn is a multi-source technology. Because it is brand new to market, no single silicon company has a lock on the market or something. There are many silicon companies that are in this horse race, all interoperating, working together, and all competing for system company business and to be successful in the market. And they know to be successful, they must interoperate and be compliant. And we ensure compliance through our CNI program, Compliance and Interoperability Program. We test silicon to make sure it's fully compliant. Then we test systems for interoperation and performance. And we ensure that interoperability, that's such a key point for service providers, is there. We have had many service providers come to us about competing technologies, and they complain that even though maybe the chips in the systems are from the same source, the systems from different vendors do not even interoperate. We do not accept that. And again, to stress, silicon and systems must be 100% compliant and interoperable. So what is G.hn? Home networking technology, can hit up to a gigabit within the home network. And it's an any wire technology, so it works over power lines, it works over coax, phone lines, any copper pair. In fact, I saw somebody do a demonstration over barbed wire with G.hn. I don't know why, but they wanted to show that it could work over any wire. And it also works over fiber. So any sort of cable in the home. And really it was designed for no new wires, so that if you already have coax in the home, or phone lines, or your power lines, your socket is your internet connection, is how we think of it. That means you don't have to run new cables if you want to extend service somewhere. You want to add a new HD TV with an IP feed to it? Well, the TV needs power, and your power then could be your internet connection. No need to run a new cable. And as I said before, so important to us. It was defined by service providers for service providers. And it meets the needs of service providers. And this is something service providers have told me. These three acronyms, AX, UX, QX, the access to services, to make it possible for them to deliver higher bitrate services. You've got the media on demand service from Chunghwa Telecom. They now have announced that they will supply up to 4 into the home. G.hn can support that high demand, that high capacity. Even downstairs in our booth, we are showing a 7-node network that has 6 HD TVs running on it, and 2 of those are Ultra HD, all over the same power line network. So we can support that very high capacity demand that service providers need to deliver the services today and into the future. Then there's the user experience. When the users go to plug in G.hn, we say it just works. That's part of our logo. And that's exactly it. They plug it in, it just works. And that's where it's important with this neighboring networks technology. If there was existing neighboring networks of G.hn in an apartment building, and someone came in and plugged in a new G.hn network, the other networks would ignore it, and it would ignore them, and they would just work. These are the kinds of things that are built into G.hn, so the user experience is excellent. Then there's the quality of experience. G.hn is the most robust wireline technology available for home networks. So when they have services over it, Ultra HD, HD, or whatever, you know it will be clean, it won't get pixelated, it will not be interfered with by noise. So I talked about our 5 core values, but our core focus, even though we have 6 here, there's really 3, the most important. Ensuring silicon is compliant, making sure systems interoperate and meet our baseline of performance requirements. And number 1 is service providers. We take care of them. And coming soon will be retail. And because the systems will be so strong for service providers, when you go to retail, you'll see that these are the kinds of systems, such as the ones from Comtrend, that when they go on retail, will be extremely successful because they will outperform what is already out there. So our C&I program, as I've stressed this, it's extremely important for us. Our 2 top focal areas, as I said, service providers and C&I. We ensure silicon's compliant. We ensure interoperability. And for us, the performance level, we tested competing technologies and we set their best numbers as our baseline. So when we test systems, they must meet our performance level, which is as good or better than the best ones from competitors. So when you get a G.hn system, you get top premium quality. And as I said, G.hn is designed to just work. Service providers can deploy it, they can mail the systems to the customer, and they can self-install. And no surprises. When you plug it in the G.hn, it will work. So this slide talks about service providers, retailers, consumers. What do they want? How do we take care of those wants? We focus on these areas. Retailers, one of the points from Best Buy was they have very high returns of power line systems on competing technologies. They've been demanding of us to make sure that we are top quality, and they know we are. Comtrend's been in touch with them. We're working to ensure that we get systems on their shelves because they know that the returns will not be anywhere near what they see with competitors. And what do customers want? Of course they want interop. They want peace of mind. They want just plug and play. They don't want to worry that, oh, this system from this company won't work so good with that system from another company or whatever. They just want to plug it in and it works. And then they forget it. We don't want them to think about G.hn. We want them to get it, use it, and forget it's even there. In fact, I have a funny story, and this is not part of my prepared statement, so bear with me for a second. I met a woman from the UK, United Kingdom, and she had G.hn put in her home as a trial. And she was convinced that it was Wi-Fi. She goes, oh, I have a Wi-Fi transmitter here and a Wi-Fi receiver here, and it works wirelessly. She didn't know it was power line or anything else. And she said, I never knew wireless worked so good. It never worked so good in my house before. Guess what? It's not Wi-Fi, but I didn't say that. But it's very interesting. She just didn't even think that it was over power line. That was something alien to her. And she said, oh, but I had 802.11n or something, and it didn't get through my walls. Now this new Wi-Fi works. I don't know how it does it. Okay, it's G.hn. Yes?
When did this product invent? What year this product on the market?
Okay, we actually celebrated this morning the birthday of G.hn. The standard was done 4 years ago, this next couple of days. And we celebrated that over these 4 years, there's brand new chips, prototype systems. Now there's systems moving to field trials and deployments. Chunghwa Telecom, moving in field trials. China Telecom has finished their field trials, now planning their deployments. There's many activities going on. In fact, I have a slide that talks about this some. And so you'll see this now starting to show up. And this is what this means too. The year of G.hn, starting with this Computex for the next 12 months, will be the year of G.hn, where it goes to deployments. So you may not have seen it yet, but between now and next year, you will definitely see it. Yes. Thank you. So we have worked with service providers, and some of them have their own test labs, and they do not want to have our certification. So we've told them, we will still work with you. We will not be stubborn and say you must have our certified gear. We will promote certified equipment into them and show them that it works the best, and we will help their own labs be able to test us as well. We are here to help them be successful. So our plan for CNI, we developed a world-class program. Done, definitely. We have full silicon testing in place. Done. Full system testing in place. Done. I awarded to Comtrend, good Frank over here, a certificate for their system. That was the first system tested and certified by Home Grid Forum. And congratulations again, Frank. So this is in place. We have a world-class lab to start up our program. This lab is in the UK called Track Global. Well, this is not where the systems are being made. They were excellent to help us start up, so we need to take the next step. So we need to expand to new labs to make sure we have full coverage. Allion from Taiwan is shortlisted. We have a very good relationship with Allion, and I will share with you that I made a verbal report to our board of directors recommending that we consider taking the next step with Allion. And you should look forward to some announcement in the near future. And we will have, right now we certify for Powerline because that's what most service providers have wanted immediately. Very soon you'll see us certify G.hn over all wire types. And this is the same chip. So the Xingtera chip that's here working on Powerline would be the same Xingtera chip working over coax, over copper pairs, over fiber, anything. It's the same chip. And it's designed to maximize performance based on the medium that it's working on. So this is great. If you look at the economics of this, and I don't have a slide, this is something that's very important when you look at this from system companies and service providers. The volume for G.hn Powerline may go like this, and coax may go like this, and phone line or puff or something, but it's the same chips. So when you look at the total chip volume, it's huge. So this means that the prices come down, innovation goes up, competition goes up. So that means new features and functions get put in to meet the needs of the market and the service providers. This is great. And just recently, Marvell, and by the way, I am a Marvell manager, but I'm full-time, completely president of Home Grid Forum. And Marvell just announced G.now technology, which is G.hn for access within MDUs. So it goes from the basement up to the apartments. It replaces DSL, and it's got fiber-like performance over copper. You could have hundreds of megabits over twisted pair to each apartment, far faster than you get with VDSL. And by the way, Korea Telecom is in the stages of now deploying it. So we're working on also to get all service providers to require certification. And if they don't, we'll still work with them because we want to make sure that they get the best quality G.hn possible. So as I talked about test houses, our first test house is tracked in the UK. Now Allion is shortlisted. They've been a member for a long time. They've contributed to our CNI program. I had told the board that I recommended that we go into final discussions with them. to be able to have them be awarded test house status for us. And then they're right near the system companies. It helps facilitate getting systems to market. So why is this region so important to the success of G.hn? Well, let's look at this area. The Asian, India, Oceania area, Australia, Taiwan, China, Korea, Japan. This whole area. This is where the demand is. It's the global population center. So it's very much common sense. And by the way, a lot of this insight is brought to us by III when they talk to us about insights to the market. And the broadband leaders are here in Asia. And it's moving rapidly to the future home network. And that future home network should have G.hn as the backbone in the home. And this is also where the G.hn systems will be made. The world's manufacturing is here in Asia. And so winning here helps us win globally. Winning system designs helps us then use those systems for service providers globally. And meeting the needs of service providers here means that we will meet the needs of service providers throughout the world. So volumes here also mean success everywhere. Now, there's one key to our success here too, and this was Taiwan. And Taiwan, I'm not sure the Chinese word for it, but for me it's the gateway to our success, or the key to our success. So if you look at us, for us to succeed globally, we focus on Asia. But for us to focus on Asia and succeed, we come to Taiwan. And this is we saw this, and we partnered with III. We work in China. This is where we see that the partnerships and the insights have really helped us. So Taiwan, they are leaders in broadband and manufacturing. They understand the technology. III understood the strength and value of G.hn 4 years ago when many people were unsure. III had the vision to understand this. Dr. Ko and his team, really remarkable for their vision and ability to understand. And they have great relationships with China. So it's a good win-win-win situation. Win for HomeGrid and G.hn, and Taiwan and China. We all work together. And again, III, yes, I may sound like an advertisement for III, but they're my good friends, and I really believe in them and appreciate them very much. They joined our board. We asked them to join. We consider them experts, and they're advocates for Asia inside of our board. And they're very active in promoting G.hn for Taiwan consumers and business, and they've also been very good to open up dialogues with Chinese entities, so for joint involvement, joint efforts. It's really, really good that we've been very fortunate to be involved and to know III. So, many people say, but they only hear about a few things with G.hn. G.hn must not be doing very well. Well, I consider it's the iceberg issue. Service providers do not publicize what they're doing because they don't sell G.hn to the consumer. They sell UVerse. They sell MOD. They sell solutions and applications. They do not advertise G.hn, but they may use it. So publicly announced G.hn activities. China Telecom, this is done, finished. The decision's made. The provinces are now working to set up deployments. Changhua Telecom, as I said, the CEO was very kind to come this morning, and he was very direct about it. And we have a very nice MOD e-home demonstration in our booth. You should come to see it. Then KT. KT has not joined us as yet, but be patient, a few weeks. Portugal Telecom has an RFP out for G.hn. SKBB in Korea as well. Telefonica services 17 countries around the world, and each one has defined G.hn as their wireline technology from this year forward. But This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's 30 other service providers involved with G.hn. And I've not been allowed to speak about them, or they've decided not to announce anything as yet. But we have a huge activity going on throughout the world. Europe, Middle East, Africa, North and South America. It's throughout the globe. So what's the future hold for us? Well, let's look at it from a systems point of view. Right now today, what we call as adapters, as you can see here, adapters are king. These are what you will see as the predominant system designs this year. However, if you come by our booth, you'll see the next generation that is right behind it. G.hn built into gateways, G.hn built into eCams, G.hn built into the power supplies for gateways or set-top boxes or laptops, where it actually has G.hn built into the power supply. So again, even that sort of device that has a power cube, like a little power supply outside the device, will have G.hn in it as well. So coming on very close behind adapters now is set-top boxes as well, and gateways. And we're working on embedding G.hn in consumer electronics devices, such as TVs. I meet with some Taiwanese TV manufacturers in the near future, and there's also in China an effort also about embedding G.hn in TVs. Then what about over the medium types? Right now, Powerline is king. That's where the most of the activity is. But coming on very quickly, and depending on the region, is coax, copper pairs, and even plastic fiber. And we will be able to certify G.hn over any medium as of Q3. So very soon we'll be able to add copper pairs, coax, and puff to certification. Right now we just do Powerline because that's what the market demand was for initially. And if you want to see the future today, come by our booth. You will see G.hn operating over all of these mediums. The e-home demonstration that shows the MOD from Chunghwa Telecom. So, this is just to end my presentation simply. The connectivity through the home over any wire, that's what G.hn is. Select any wire, and it just works. And this is most important for the end user. And they work in harmony. And it will work in harmony with other technologies as well. As we show with our demonstration with home PNA, we coexist with other technologies even on the same wire. So, and that's it. And 谢谢。